Prosecutor says Ahmaud Arbery's killers repeatedly used racial slurs, making it a hate crime.
Stay focused, stay focused.
Federal prosecutors on Wednesday shared text messages and social media posts from the white men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery that show usage of derogatory comments towards black people. Many of the protests and messages included racial slurs, stereotypes, and death threats aimed at black people. We often characterized as criminal. Prosecutors are hoping to convince the jury that Arbery's murder was an act of racial hostility by men who publicly shared their disdain for black people. All three men have pleaded not guilty to the hate crime charges. The defense has said that their racist views were unacceptable and that maintained the chase and killing of Arbery, a black man, in February 2020 was a result of their belief that he had committed a crime. So, regardless, racism,
Say it louder. We need to feel
racism
the passion. Yes.
still
Say it
exists.
Louder.
Racism still exists to this day. What the sad part about that is, whether this was Arbery being a straight black man, this could have been a gay black man. It could have been any one of us that are sitting in this room. The fact that every time we wear or we're characterized as a criminal, when is this gonna stop?
Yeah, and the use of stereotypes, and that's the problem, right? Because people tend to stereotype gay people, right? Oh, you're gay, you must be having sex with 2 million people a month. And
Right.
you must be this and you must be that, without getting to know you as a person, right?
Right.
And that's what I was thinking of these gentlemen is like, okay, your programming has taught you that gay people are bad.
Right.
So when you saw a gay, you assumed he was doing something wrong. Is that racist, or were you just taught to be that way? Like, do you even have you examined your programming enough to go, that's racist for me to think all black people are bad, so if I see one running, he must be doing something bad.
I would never
Right?
forget
Edric.
2018.
Yeah.
I was a victim of racial injustice. 2018, I was a student at Miami-Dade College in the School of Mortuary Science, where one Wednesday in between embalming classes, me and a white young lady, we got into an altercation. And in that altercation, I put my hands on her because she put her hands on me first. Nevertheless, the next day she went, this is a week before, this is a week after the Parkland shooting. The next day she went to the school officials and said that in that altercation I was gonna bring a gun to school and do another Columbine at Miami-Dade College. Nevertheless, I was arrested, I was charged, and months later they found out that she lied. She lied about the whole thing. And another example of not only white women tears, but the tears of white people in general. When they cry and when they cry wolf.
Cries wolf based upon your what? Gender
Or
your color.
And your color.
Yes.
I was gonna
Or
speak-
sexuality.
I was about to say
Correct.
that. Piggyback on what Eddie just said.
Still
The reason intersection, as all of us here in this panel, we're all black people, we're all queer people too. So I believe that, from my experience, we get a double
sword.
Double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword
Attack
every
on
day.
both sides.
Yeah, every day you walk out the door, I feel like I'm getting personally attacked twice. So, and then that's the thing. That's the terrain that we all here have to navigate.
So the story that I gather from everyone's opinion, we have to all stick together within our community.
Yeah.
Each of us, we are minorities.
Yeah.
We have to stick together because when it comes down to these type of issues of injustice, we're seen as one. We're seen as the same. And some people will say, well, no, we're not the same. But if you are a part of the LGBTQ community, you are a minority.
Yes.
And I think if we start to band together, more healing will be done and less foolishness will be allowed and people will feel
Well, the thing
more
is,
accountable for
we
what
need
they're
to
doing.
do that for each other, but at the same time, we cannot educate in a silo, right?
Yeah.
Continuing to allow people to be educated or programmed to have these huge, broad, untrue beliefs is not acceptable, right?
No,
So
not at
we
all.
have to
But
hold
within
the
our own
school
community,
systems
there's injustice.
Exactly.
So that's what we have to face our injustice.
Right.
And like you said, it's repetitive. I agree with you. We need to face each other. Because if we can stand together within our community, the fight will be stronger outside our
Yes.
community.
Agree.
All right.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT